Hello everyone, this is Michael. Welcome to my channel. I'll be creating a playlist of different videos. My primary focus will be project-based learning. In this playlist, the focus will be AutoCAD. We're gonna start from the very basics, introduction, and move forward to intermediate and advanced topics. Okay. Um, so what I'm going to cover in this particular video is what is AutoCAD, what is it used for, a little bit about its history. There are different verticals for AutoCAD in different fields. Also, there are different variants for AutoCAD. I'm going to cover all that, different OS that you can install AutoCAD in. How to get AutoCAD for free, and different file types you can open, save, import, and export. So AutoCAD is a computer-aided drafting and design software. It's primarily used in two-dimensional space. However, you can use AutoCAD, different verticals of AutoCAD, for instance, AutoCAD Architecture, AutoCAD Civil, AutoCAD Mechanical, in three-dimensional space. Even basic AutoCAD, you can prepare your models in 3 dimension. However, it is not AutoCAD standard would not prepare your design in a feature-based manner that many other CAD softwares do. So it wouldn't give you a feature tree. So it's AutoCAD 3D uses primitive solid models, and we're gonna get into that later videos. But AutoCAD is standard, is primarily used for two-dimensional drawing. You can use it for sketching, schematics, and all. However, it's primarily used for final production type of drawing in different fields, in mechanical, in civil, in construction, in electrical, in architecture, and so forth. So let's talk a little bit about its history. I'm going to take you to Wikipedia. The company that develops and markets this software is Autodesk, American company. The initial release with this particular name was back in 1982. The latest version is stable releases 2021. It's used on different operating systems: Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. You can, of course, use it on a smartphone and tablets. However, there is a variant of that. So AutoCAD 360. We're going to talk about it, and there's a WS version of that. You can install it on Android or iOS on your iPhone. So it comes in multiple languages, and let's go down furthermore. Initially, AutoCAD had it started with a different name. Back in 1979, it used to be called InteractCAD. There's a lot of history behind it. I'm not going to bore you with all that. Of course, it comes in different languages, as we talked about: English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, and so forth. There are extensions. So if you're a developer, you want to develop at the top of AutoCAD, of course, you can use AutoLisp and Visual Lisp, VBA.net, and so forth to develop macros in automated drafting and design using AutoCAD. As I mentioned, there are vertical integrations. There are verticals for AutoCAD. So there's AutoCAD LT, we're going to talk about it. There's AutoCAD Standard, but there's also AutoCAD for different fields, different disciplines. AutoCAD Advanced SD. Majority of these are 3D. You can, of course, develop your designs and final drawings in 2D. However, majority of these discipline-specific enhancements are better to be utilized in 3 dimensions. So um, there are variants of this software. So there's AutoCAD LT Lite version, AutoCAD 360. As I mentioned, it used to be called AutoCAD WS. You can install these their app that you can install on Android or on um, your iPhone iOS operating system, and they have limited functionalities. So you can open a AutoCAD file and manipulate it, edit it a little bit. It doesn't have all the functionalities that AutoCAD provides, and prepare it for printout. So it's a very light version of AutoCAD that you can use on your smart devices. Of course, there's a student version, student teacher version that comes for free. We're going to talk about it. Before getting into that, let's look at, in this website, autodesk.blogs.com. Let's look at the release history of AutoCAD. AutoCAD version 1 back in 1982 was released, and since then there has been many releases, and as we talked about, AutoCAD 2021 was released back in April 2020. AutoCAD for Mac, AutoCAD WS. So this is the release history. I'm not going to bore you with that, but it's good to know. If you go to Autodesk.com, Autodesk, the company, develops and markets AutoCAD. Autodesk has more than 130, as I see, products, and AutoCAD is just one of them. Okay, it's good to know that. They provide tremendous amount of support for their products, and AutoCAD is a prime example. So just talking about AutoCAD, it comes in 2 variants, AutoCAD versus AutoCAD LT. AutoCAD LT is primarily used for 2-dimensional drafting, drawing, and documentation, but AutoCAD has 2D, and also at the top of that it has 3D modeling capability, and of course it comes with a higher tag price. So moving on, you can of course install AutoCAD on Mac, on your Apple products, Apple computer laptops, and so forth. But initially it was developed just for Windows operating system. You can download AutoCAD as well as AutoCAD LT for free for 30 days. If you're going to use it for personal or commercial purposes. However, if you're a student, teacher, professor affiliated with an educational institute, you can sign up. It needs to be approved by Autodesk, and you're gonna have the software for free. I guess as long as you're affiliated with an educational institute. So there are different file formats you can open with AutoCAD. You can save to with AutoCAD, as well as you can import and export to and from AutoCAD. So different versions of AutoCAD, like standard version versus LT and Mac version, they have different capabilities as far as importing and exporting different file types. For instance, AutoCAD LT cannot import any of these file types. AutoCAD for Mac can do the SAT file type, can import SAT file type. So this is a good list. Again, it's on Autodesk website. You can check it out. There are many websites out there that provide free downloadable files that you can open or import to AutoCAD. and that they really speed up your drafting and design process. They come in different formats like blocks and W blocks, or just native AutoCAD file. We call it DWG or DXF file. So this is just one of them. all3dp.com, and you can click on DWG models and find a lot of freely available DWG files. That's AutoCAD native file format. However, this site also lists other sites, websites that provide free and premium CAD models for AutoCAD, as well as other softwares like Maya. That's another that's a file format for Autodesk Maya, another product of Autodesk. So GrabCAD is one of the websites I use a lot, and their models are free. It's got very active community of drafters and designers of different softwares. One example that I'm going to show you is this church, or it's like cathedral more so. So you can go ahead to this website, dwgmodels.com, find, search for church plan. It's an elevation, and just download it. You can go ahead and download that. And I've already downloaded it, and I'll put it up here. So church elevation. I'm gonna go ahead to AutoCAD, and to open any file, of course you need to install AutoCAD using Autodesk AutoCAD 2021 version. And you need to activate the license for sure, and there's a lot of information up there on the internet. After that, you can simply run AutoCAD. You can go to Big A and find your menu, okay? But also you have, new, open, save as, and so forth. And also you've got a command bar that you can do. You can do the same command, like you can type open, okay, and it'll invoke open command. So in AutoCAD there are many ways to do anything. Then I just click on open, and let's go ahead and open, let's say this one. I just downloaded from the same website I showed you guys. Right? Some of these drawings, they might have W blocks that they reference this drawing to a different drawing, and if you don't have it, you're gonna see these notifications. I'm gonna ignore it for now. Okay, using a 3-key mouse, and the left key, when I click, it's gonna show up like that. Click and hold, right? It's gonna show up with magenta. The middle key of the mouse, when I press and hold, it's gonna grab this. I'm pressing and holding. We call it pan. So what it does, it just moves the screen. It doesn't move the object with respect to your 0,0 point, or we call it origin. It just moves the screen. When I click the right key of the mouse, it comes with green, and it's gonna, when you release it, click and release, it's gonna give you some frequently used options up there. Okay, so so that's how we can open a file. In order to zoom in, zoom out, you can just scroll the middle key of the mouse, right? In order to pan, you just press the middle key of the mouse, and you can move the screen. Again, zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, right? Zoom in, zoom out, just like that. Okay. How to save a file? You can go to Big A and save or save as, or you've got the same options up there. I'm gonna save this as a different name. I'm gonna go ahead to this icon, save as, and you're gonna see native AutoCAD files, DWG, DXF, and we're gonna talk about, we're gonna see the application of many of these in later videos, but DWG stands for drawing, is a native AutoCAD file. We use DWS, this is drawing standard file, drawing template file, DWT, to start a drawing from. DXF is used for interoperability between different CAD softwares. You can save it in previous versions of AutoCAD so that you can open this file in older versions of AutoCAD if you have it on other computers. So we can save it to the latest available AutoCAD 2018 DWG version, and I'm just gonna rename it to, let's say, V2018, say, and save it. Okay. We talked about open. When you open, you have limited file types you can open. However, you can import a larger number of file types. I'm gonna go to big A, import, and click on other formats. As you see, you have many other formats to import. From 3D Studio, it's different Autodesk product, CATIA, different software, IGS, Inventor, and so forth. I primarily import step file for my work, Parasolids, binary of text, and also IGS used to be used a lot in the past, decade or 2 decades ago, to move files between different CAD files. So, however, step version is more cleaner. It can transport very complex geometries from one CAD file to another. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and import a PDF file to this DWG file. Gonna go ahead, open it, and when you import, AutoCAD has some options here. We're gonna specify insertion point on the screen. We're not gonna scan it. However, let's just keep the scale 1:1. It's gonna be very small because the bridge is designed. Of course, we design in 1:1 scale in AutoCAD. Okay, so bridge is gonna be much larger with respect to this screw. I'm gonna keep the rest by default, and let's just put it somewhere here. Okay. So we imported a PDF file, and AutoCAD converts the art into vectors, lines and arcs and so forth. Later we're gonna talk about a modification command called explode, and we can explode anything to very small pieces that construct a geometry. So that's what we imported. It turned into CAD file. I'm going to zoom out, and you're going to see that is much smaller in size than the original drawing that we opened. Okay, you can also export things. So big A, go ahead and export to a variety of formats. You can export it to BMP, image file format. You can export it to STL. This is 2D, and you're gonna be cutting some holes, wire cut. You can save it in STL file. It's also STL files used for 3D printing as well. You can export it to IGS and open it with other CAD files. Okay. Alright, that's pretty much what I want to cover in this introductory video. I hope you enjoyed this. In later videos, we're gonna come more familiar with the interface, how we can draw in 2D versus 3D and so forth. And we're gonna talk about origin and different coordinates, how we can input in absolute versus relative coordinates and so forth. I hope you enjoyed this video, and to support this channel, please like and subscribe. Thank you.